quack, 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 quack. No!
Hell was that?
That's great. What an intro.
Not quite how it was supposed to go, but hey, whatever, we'll take it. What is going on, everyone? And welcome in here to the Oregon Ducks Live. We are glad to be back here with you after a few weeks off, mostly because I had no power for 8 or 9 of those days. So that sucked, but you know, is what it is.
How'd you guys survive?
It was miserable. It was miserable. It's Texas. It's hot too, so it's like you wake up at like 4. Yeah, you wake up at like 4 in the morning, just sweating to death. Almost everything in the fridge. Of course, the freezer had to be thrown out. You know. John, you should have a wrench everywhere. I don't know why Mark has never done that. Mark has never just like auto wrenched people. I think he has to do it manually. I guess that's why. Hold on. Let me get in here. I have to switch accounts.
Yeah, so guys, if you didn't see anybody else is in here, if you didn't see what I was asking John, I'm trying to find out if maybe there's I might have to talk to Mark too. I'd kind of like to get us a media access or whatnot. I know like for the big games, like for us, for Oregon, for like Ohio State, that'd probably be good luck. But some of the other games, I'd like to find out if maybe we could get a media access as the voice of college football to be able to attend some of the games. I'm not looking for field access. I'm just looking for ways to go to the games and, you know, maybe do some lives and things like that. A couple tailgate events, different things that I can do since I am local here for the Oregon channel. I'm planning next week on buying 2-pack. They got 2 for $75 for Boise State and Idaho. So I'm gonna grab me a couple of end zone seats for those 2 games. A buddy of mine from California is coming up for the Michigan State game, and he's buying my Michigan State game. So, you know, there's only a couple other games that I really need a field access or whatever.
Yeah, it's
They ask for an editor email.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. I was like, it's gonna. I think it's still doable, but it's gonna be tricky.
Talk to the football. Okay.
I think it's doable, at least, especially just for one person, you know. But
right.
Yeah. Yes, it's the wrong show, Troy. Wrong show. That was last night on a different channel that we don't talk about here. Mark would get banned for those shows.
An editor email. What the hell is an editor email?
I think it means that you're like an official editor of some sports magazine, you know, kind
like
of thing.
Scoop Duck or
like you're
3
or you know, you're like one of the guys that Locked On, you know, like Spencer. Like you're an official like media person. And
we're
being part of this
Marks.
Well, I know. And
John,
that's why I said maybe you can work that with being the network as the local contributor, so to say. That could be the angle. It is going to be tough, I think, but I think it's doable. But we're going to have to see. That's why, we need to look into that, especially for you because you're there. Obviously, I'm not.
Right.
We need no good down here.
Right.
Have a press pass when I can't even go. So how you doing, Spaz? How are you doing? How are you hanging up in there?
I'm doing fine. I threw my back out last night and been in bed all day dying.
Old man.
Yeah, putting ice packs on my back all day. It's a little better now, but God, this morning, like 4 a.m., I thought I was going to die.
So there's been a lot of news, obviously, the last few weeks, which has sucked that we haven't been able to be doing shows because it. And I don't have the photo anymore. Unfortunately, I was clearing some stuff out and it went away. I guess by mistake. We didn't get to officially contribute it here on the Oregon channel that I recall. We did it on the Sunday, I think, briefly a show. But yeah, rip for Khyree Jackson, who unfortunately passed away in Minnesota, I recall, in a car accident.
No, it was actually back home in Maryland.
Was it back home in Maryland? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that official detail where it was. I just know, it happened. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, he was back home with a couple of other guys that he went to school with. They were hanging out for the weekend, and tragically, all three of them died.
Didn't even get to,
Minnesota Vikings announced today that they are fully guaranteeing his signing bonus of like $800,000, donating it to his estate, and they're also covering his funeral expenses.
Yeah, I heard they were going to cover at least a massive portion of the funeral. So I was like, that's nice. Of them, obviously, because he didn't even really get to do anything with the Vikings. So
very classy move by the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, that really sucks because it's like, I don't know. I heard it that morning. I was like, no way, come on, not another car accident thing. And it was like, crap.
Yeah,
Oregon, an opportunity.
Oregon's had some bad luck with
car accidents, mountain accidents, waterfalls, hiking accidents. Yeah, it's like. So shout out to Khyree and his family, because I know obviously that helps the family a lot. I mean, that doesn't replace him, obviously, but it's still a significant burden lifted off their shoulders in the real world,
Absolutely. I will be right back. I have a leak.
Oh my God. He still has that stupid photo. All right. Well, there was also obviously a lot of other news over the weeks, but those are for other times, other shows, and other places. I know Oregon's been killing it on the recruiting trail. USC, as Tim is here, he will be the first one to be, hey, Oregon's just dropping bags. Everyone is. So if anyone's screaming and shouting at the top of their lungs that Oregon's just buying players, well, that's what all teams are doing these days. So, wow, what did you do? Piss on your leg? What the hell was that?
No, my ice pack broke.
Oh. I thought you said you had to take a leak. I was like, what did you do? Just turn around and like piss on the floor?
No.
Jesus. I was like, that was fast.
Hang out. That's what we do at Oregon. We just hang it out. Jesus. Oh wait, no, that's the other Beaver school.
Oh.
Did you see that last year where they put that meme up on Twitter? They're in the concourse and there's Beaver fans just pissing in the concourse.
Oh, yeah. No, I remember that now. Yeah. It was like, I think it was raining if I recall. Was that the USC game?
I think it might have been. I don't remember exactly. But it was just
No, that wouldn't have been the USC game. That wouldn't have been USC because they didn't play USC last year, did they? That was the year before. Either way, yeah, I remember that. I think it was in the rain and he was just pissing on the pole or something, thinking, oh, it'll just wash away, whatever.
Concourse, Jackson, not golf course. You know that where you walk to go to the bathroom normally out of your seat.
And why wouldn't you pee on a golf course? It seems like a great place. There's plenty of wood line usually.
Yeah, I'd pee on the trees all the time on the golf course.
Yeah, I mean, all right, we're getting off topic here. Anyways, back to what we're talking about. So yeah, if any team comes in here and starts screaming at Oregon's just dropping bags at players, again, every team is doing it. So we don't want to hear it.
Yeah, there's so much talk about that and whatnot, but yet you look up the statistics of the collectives that the different schools are, and Oregon's like way down here still, and you've got all these other blue blood programs still way up here dropping way more bag money than Oregon can.
Well, and I mean that's it. We're definitely not like top of the chain. I do agree here with John, though. Yeah, Phil is definitely, he's pushing hard. He's seen it come close twice, and he's like, "Come on, guys, that final push, get me the one championship finally."
Yeah,
But
we need that.
Every team is doing it. People seem to forget now with NIL. They'll just see like Oregon's class this year, and they'll go, "Yeah, just throwing money at him, whatever." You still have to recruit the guy. I mean, if the kid and the family don't like you as a coach, I don't care if they're throwing $2 million at you. They ain't going for it. They're not going to your school if they don't like you. You still have to recruit. I mean, so I mean, it's still a recruiting process. Yes, NIL is part of the world, but all schools can do it. All schools are doing it. So it's not like Oregon has some upper advantage, or other schools don't have big alumni that can give money to. And if they aren't, that's on the school and maybe their relationship. I mean,
exactly what John just said.
Yeah. That's the point. I mean, so it still takes a recruiting aspect, and that's the one thing Dan Lanning has been proving, because I've openly said the first year we came in, we were like, okay, let's see what he can do. Cristobal left us in a good place, like in the sense of the trend of the recruiting. He went on. Lanning came in, it continued, it was good, it was okay. Next year, even better. This year, it's like, what the hell? This year has been,
and people are crying because we lost a couple the last couple of weeks. Oh no, we're falling off the cliff.
When you start losing 4 or 5-star recruits, that's because there's so much depth on that team. They see no chance of playing and they leave or decide not to commit and go somewhere else. And I think, like we said, when a 4 or 5-star leaves your team, that's because they're so buried on the depth chart, or they're being superseded by a lower star who's just better than them, that they just go, it's screwing them out. And it's like, that's a good problem to have.
Yeah. Everybody's freaking out because Deshaun Brown might be flipping back to Tennessee, and that's expected, and that's okay.
You're going to take a loss. You'll take 10 wins and 2 losses every season.
People forget we might be losing Bram, but we also have the number 1 tight end in the country that is going to be at Saturday Night Live this weekend in Eugene, along with Michael Terry and a few others.
I apologize, everyone in the background. I know everyone's seeing the cat fight going on back here. I apologize. Get out of here. Freaking cats. This is why I close the door normally, but no one else is here, so I don't want to feel alone. Get out of here.
Hey. Yeah, we recruit QBs. Dante Moore was originally recruited here, and then he went to UCLA, and now he decided to come back here to develop into a more prolific quarterback. We also got Akili Smith Jr.
Coming in.
The legend who's coming in a couple of years. And the 2 other guys on our depth chart this year, Austin Novostat and
Brock
Thomas.
And we have Moga.
Luke Moga, who were all recruited.
And they all look pretty good. They all definitely look pretty good in the spring game. Moga really surprised me, actually.
Yeah, Moga was definitely surprising in the spring game. Probably the biggest surprise of the spring game was Moga.
He's a runner. He'll take off and run. I was like, oh, he is a dual threat. Okay.
He shot that gap in the sideline on that 40-yard dash late in the game, and was just like, wow, okay.
Yeah, I mean, will he ever see the field? I don't know, but he might be that guy. Like, he's that one guy that might stick around for his entire time there, even if he doesn't, and that just means you have a great, solid backup. I mean, because with Akili Smith coming in and Dante Moore already on the roster and Dylan Gabriel one and done, you can look at yourself as being set for a year. And there's still a couple other quarterbacks they're going after. So, I mean, it's not like that's it or whatever. I mean, they're constantly recruiting at least a quarterback a year.
Rather have the depth than and not have to use it, rather than not have the depth and need it.
Well, and the one thing I feel most comfortable about with quarterback too is you actually get to see them play now, whereas before we were like, okay, yeah, we have Ty Thompson, and then you get into games when it mattered, and they didn't. You could see they don't trust him.
Right.
You could see they didn't trust him to throw it on third down or something like that, and they would just be like, just hand it off. And so that was, but these guys actually kind of, I saw quite a bit of versatility between the options, so to say, and they all look pretty good.
Yeah, and you know, we got we've had a great recruiting class so far. We'll have another few weeks of recruiting. Fall camp's getting ready to start. Big 10 media days this week. We're probably, if Ben's available, we're probably going to do a Big 10 media recap Thursday evening after the Oregon Big 10 media is over with. I believe Oregon's up at like 11:30.
Yeah, it's like the top of the day. Thursday evening. I will be available. I will have to try to catch it, like I said, at work and or later on, watch it. But yeah, Big 10 media is coming up. I know, obviously, Dan Lane and Dylan Gabriel will be there. And then they say Terrence Ferguson and Jeffrey Bossa.
Yep.
Are the main guests. Because I was wondering, I was like, who's going to go? Obviously, Gabriel is going to go. And I was wondering who they would bring. So they brought Ferguson and Bossa. Because I thought they might bring Johnson, but they brought Ferguson. I'm like, okay, that's fine. It really doesn't matter. I mean, it's just a Q&A thing. It's going to be different, though.
It is different. Well, I watched a little bit of Big 10 media this morning, and it's a lot different than Pac-12 media days were.
Pac-12 media was so, the media days for Pac-12 were so just lax.
Horrendous.
I mean, which is nice. I mean, which is nice. It was just kind of like it felt like you were just like a general conference, not like a professional media thing. It felt like just a general conference. You just kind of were there, but it's just different because while we have 3 teams that we know, everything else is new. The whole process is new, and yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch how this all works out.
Yeah, it will definitely be interesting to watch. We've got a lot of new things coming and new directions, and it's going to be an interesting season. This year is, I'm really hyped for this year, more than I've been in years.
Like we said before, I think it's finally really settled in once we saw the schedule for real. And now that we've had a couple months to really digest it, we're like, Oh, we're not going back to Pac-12. Okay, cool. Okay, now we're here. Like we've you've accepted it as reality.
Yes, and Thursday it'll be as real as it's been.
Yeah,
when Lanning and the boys are up there on the stage and they're giving interviews, and yeah, it'll be, the reality will be there.
and I mean, again, we're not far away from football season. This off season, as slow as it seems, has gone by maybe faster than some of the other off seasons that I've recalled. Like,
yeah, kind of.
Maybe it's because there's so much news this year. It feels like there's a lot of news. Maybe it's the recruiting. I don't know.
Well, and it's so great too because we got the Olympics kicking off Friday, and then once the Olympics are over, it's like 10 days and football.
People were asking me because I reposted something like I posted a Facebook memory of like France from a couple years ago where we did catacombs with another YouTuber, and we were in front. We just did a photo the day we got there. We decided, hey, let's go in front of the Eiffel Tower again. Did a photo quick or something. Reposted. People were like, you gonna be there for the Olympics? I was like, hell no, I'm not gonna be in France for the Olympics. Are you kidding me? I would stay as far away from that as I could. That'd be a nightmare. No, thank you.
Yeah, it's just gonna be so many people. Yeah. So I saw that picture. You guys went a couple years ago.
When was the last time we went? Now we're on this topic randomly. We'll get through this. That was July 2022 was the last, or 2023. July 2023 was the last time. So about a year ago, a little over a year ago now. And then we went about a year, 7 or 8 months before that for a week, and then like a year prior to that or something like that. I don't remember when that photo was from. It was one of the trips. It might have been the first one, but I think I'm wearing a long sleeve, so I was like, I think that was the last
I want
to
go with you guys. Shit,
I'm not sure.
I'm on vacation with you guys.
Right? Shit. I need to go back on vacation. No, I don't. I need to work again. So Spaz, I'm going to put you on the spot because you didn't join in on Sunday night. So I have a thought. In your top 10 preseason top 10, where do you place Oregon?
3-4.
Okay, that's fair. Most everyone on Sunday night I had Oregon at 4, and most other people had them about the same, 3 to 4. Maybe one person I think had 5. And I was like,
you got Georgia, Ohio State, probably
Texas.
I mean, it's either Texas, Oregon.
Yeah,
Oregon, Texas.
It's kind of flip. I said the number. I'd say number 3 to 6 are all interchangeable. Like you can flip them around any order, and no one should be upset. You know. Yeah, I just had to give some respect to obviously some of the teams, but there's still question marks with the teams. Like we talked to Ohio State, I put them in number 2, and I said, hey, there's still question marks though. New quarterback, your offense was terrible last year. You bring in Chip Kelly. Well, Chip Kelly hasn't been actually an OC in a long time. I don't know how much he actually dealt with the offense in the sense of play design outside of calling plays. So it's going to be interesting to see how this works, or how much Ryan Day lets him do it. So there was a lot of question marks. I was like, we'll see it play out.
And for me, Texas, their defense, you just know they got torched so bad against Washington and Oklahoma and a few other teams last year. It's like, they shore up that secondary. I mean, because if not, the SEC is a whole different juggernaut than the Big 12.
Well, yeah, and it's the same with Oregon. I was like, hey, wait, there's a lot of new pieces. There's a lot of new pieces that we have. We have good ones, but will they will they fit together? I think they will because of Will Stein's offense and stuff, but the defense, can it take that just slight next step forward even?
Yeah.
This year, we don't have to see a massive jump. If you see even just a tiny improvement, we're like, that's even better.
Yeah. And really, I think we've shored up some holes in areas that were suspect in the past. And defense has been probably one of the biggest improvements since Dan Lanning's got here.
Oh, well, yeah. Last year, we said if the defense doesn't improve, and then we saw the changes that were made and everything, we're like, oh, okay. Yeah, you gave up points to Washington both times. You still only lost by 3 each time.
Yeah.
And half the other teams you absolutely destroyed because a lot of the defense. When you only give them like 6 points a game, there was a couple lapses. Washington State put up like 24 or something like that. I mean, it's going to happen to a lot of teams here and there.
Sure. Yeah,
But
exactly.
overall, statistically, yeah, it was much, much improved. So this year, it's like we just need to see just a tiny improvement. I'll be happy. When isn't Texas back? Exactly.
Yeah. That's why I was just saying too, Troy. I don't trust them to repeat what they did last year.
Which, in all honesty, this is why I put Texas ahead of Oregon, was because until Oregon proves it to me too. I know we've had bigger bowl appearances and wins and stuff than Texas has in the last, for fuck's sake, 15 years. But until Oregon actually, punches it in like across the finish line, it's kind of it. I'm still always hesitant to be like, yes, they've come close.
Hater.
They've come close, but then they've broken our hearts,
Yep.
So, I mean, and there's way too many instances of it that it's happened. I don't even want to think of them all right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Shout out to John, though. I hope Oregon runs a Statue of Liberty play for a touchdown against Michigan this year. That would be amazing. Like, that would be such a throwback.
Whoa!
That would be such a throwback.
Oh.
Michigan fans would be like, God.
They'd be like, go back to the Pac-12.
Let's see where we go. I know they'll have something special for that game. The first true Big Ten road game, isn't it? Yeah, that's the first true Big Ten road game. Isn't it? I mean, hold on.
Well, yeah, I mean, Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State, yeah. Michigan is the first true tested road game.
Yeah, I'm trying to make sure I have my my road schedule correct here. Let me see. Where are we?
We have UCLA, Purdue.
Oh God, they already did most of the Big Ten. Yep.
Michigan,
the ESPN schedule screwed me up because I was like, "Where's the Pac-12?" I was like, "Oh, that's right." Now it's they moved us into the Big Ten finally. Well, they didn't update it for a while. So yeah, at UCLA, that doesn't count because it's UCLA. We're used to that. At Purdue, we've been to Purdue before. So that's still the first technically true Big Ten road game, but really then it is, at Michigan. So.
And then we got Luke Fickell and the Mighty Fickles in Wisconsin.
Those pesky Badgers.
Those pesky Badgers.
Yeah, this is an interesting season. It's just so weird not to see, the Arizonas of the world. And
yeah, I was on the Beaver Space earlier, and they were talking about how weird is this going to be from normally playing a Civil War in mucky, muddy, wet, rainy, windy, shit weather to probably 90 degrees and baking sun.
I was about to say early, basically just the beginning of fall.
September, yeah.
Yeah, the end of September, basically just or beginning of fall. Well, yeah, no, it's night as the mid September, so it's still summer. Yeah, that is weird. I mean, that is weird.
Yeah. You're talking that's 8-9 weeks earlier than what you're normally playing.
Well, yeah, because that's the end of the season capper. Now,
Yep.
I do say that leaving Washington for the end of the year now is fine, as a sense of makeup with in the sense of rivalry. To leave Washington there, that's fine. But yeah, it's still so weird. It's so weird. I mean, I want the game to be there, so I'll take it. It's just, I mean, they had to put it somewhere. It had to be somewhere, so.
You had to have a rivalry game somewhere. Might as well be the Huskies.
Then we have to take on our newest rival, October 12th.
Yeah.
We didn't worry about Michigan. Chip Kelly returns to Autzen Stadium once again.
Isn't he over since he left?
No, didn't they? Did we play them in 2020?
I thought I saw something where Chip Kelly has not won at Oregon since he left.
I'm trying to remember if I don't think we played them in 2020. I don't think we did. 2020 was such a, like I told you guys, go back and watch some of those games from 2020. It's so weird. It's like a different reality now to look back and watch those, because you're like,
they're all quiet. There's no noise.
Yeah, and it's all, crowd noise and stuff, and you're like fake, real in crowd noise like pumped in. And I'm like, that's so weird. Yeah. Oh no, we did play them in 2020 and we beat them. Yeah. Yeah, we beat them. Yeah. I don't think he has not beaten Oregon since being back at UCLA. He has not. I was trying to remember. I was like, did we lose to them in 2020? No, we did not. No. We lost to Cal by 4 and Oregon State that year by 3. And then we won the Pac-12.
By virtue of COVID.
Yeah, which once again, I defend it because, hey, people are like, oh, you didn't play Washington. It's like, well, Washington had to cancel the game. Then Washington canceled their appearance in the title game. So Oregon got selected. I mean, It is what it is. It wasn't like rigged or something like that. It's like Washington literally canceled the games.
Bizarre.
That is true. That is true.
So
yeah,
far, yes.
Yeah, Tosh and Chris Hampton are not getting like quite the respect, obviously, of Dan Lanning, the name recognition, or even a lot of Mrs. Spaz. It's like, here's your food, eat it, do it on camera, eat it.
I'm sorry, guys.
Eat it.
Yeah, the rest of the coaching staff, I mean, needs equal.
Yeah, I can just slide it over a little bit. Oh,
the rest of the recruiting staff needs equal credit, though, because like Alik Terry, great job with the O-line. I mean, everyone needs mass credit, but yeah, Lupoy does not get half the credit that he deserves. I don't think either.
She was bringing me dinner, John.
I was like, there she is. There's his food.
So where are you at now, picking stuff?
You left California. Okay, that's a talk for a different show. But yeah, we wanted to obviously touch base tonight with Big Ten media coming up. We kind of wanted to hold off a little bit on some news information and insight because it's like I want to see how the media day goes. Then we talk about that, and then we're really going to ramp up getting into schedule preview. We already did the non-con, which the non-con was pretty simple. I mean, you have Idaho, Boise, Oregon State.
Yeah.
And there we go. The Rebels. It's hot in Vegas too. I mean,
it's super hot in Vegas.
Look, I live in Texas. I know it's warm in Vegas, but it's not quite the same as here. Humidity, especially, but it's still pretty bad. I'm gonna miss those games where you go to Arizona in like late November and it's still 90 degrees at like 9 p.m. Spaz, pay attention. Get off your phone.
Yeah.
Spaz, pay attention. We'll let you eat in peace here in a few minutes.
Yeah, I think this is just kind of getting us set up.
Shovel that food in your mouth. Do it. There we go. All right for the viewers. They love it. They love it. That's what they want. That's what they come here to watch is you eat.
No. You watch me smoke.
I don't know. Where did they must have made that just for this because I mean that was not sitting in the storage. It was not like sitting in storage or something.
Shit I've ever seen.
The thing they said it weighs like 1,500 pounds.
How the hell did they get it in there without being?
They had divers. There's pictures online of like the divers in there like holding it while it's inflating because it took like almost 2 hours to inflate.
No, really?
Yeah, it took like almost 2 hours to. It weighs like 1,500 pounds.
Jesus, that is insane.
As I said, Oregon don't screw around when they want to make an impression because I don't know how much it costs to make that thing or what they're going to do with it afterwards. Maybe they'll auction it off to someone.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
I don't know what else they're going to do with it.
I don't know.
That's like a one-time use inflatable product, basically.
Right?
The thing's so big it wouldn't fit under some of the bridges there they were showing. I was like, it's stuck in that one channel area.
Yeah, it's just in that one little area.
It's just stuck there.
Freeway. Imagine driving down the road and all of a sudden you see this big ass duck.
I mean, they're going to have to get a crane to get that thing out of there because I would not want to. You couldn't deflate it and drag it out of the water. You're going to have to get a crane, lift it out, and then deflate it on the ground. I mean, there's just no other
way. They might deflate it in the water. I mean, if they inflated it in there, they might just send the divers.
Well, I don't know if they inflate it in the water or partially or whatever. I'm sure they crane lift it. Again, it's 1,500 pounds. They had to have crane lifted that thing in there. Some degrees. So, that's once again.
I'm sure Manning's going to be asked about that on Thursday.
Oh, I'm sure you want to make a statement though and a promotion. That's one way to do it. Like, here we are. You asked for this, and here we are.
Absolutely.
God. Maybe they'll just bring that out every year for Big Ten Media Days. They'll just store it somewhere and bring it out once a year. It's so stupid, but so good.
And there's talk they could move the Big Ten championship game in the future to the West Coast.
I could, yeah. I mean, that's obviously that's a whole contractual thing. I could see them alternating it, but yeah, that'd be a contract thing. I don't know. I mean, I think it's where it is pretty decent in the sense there's only 4 West Coast schools. You know? So it's like it's kind of a toss up because I could see them, people from Maryland arguing if you put it, say, in Vegas. You're like, well, now we got to go all the way to Vegas. Like, not like Maryland's ever going to make the Big Ten title game anytime soon, apparently. But here you go, Spaz. Just for you.
Oh, for me again, I go to Camp Randall, Wisconsin, end of November. The weather, the Camp Randall crowd. You just don't know what you're going to entail at that time of year at Camp Randall. That crowd is electric. They're always up for every game. We'll see how they look come week 3. Then I'll have a better idea of where they may sit later on. I mean, God, I hope Tyler Van Dyke just strokes the shit out of Alabama, but I don't really see it. But I mean, Luke Fickell is a defensive coordinator for many years. He knows how to put defensive schemes together. Like to see what he can do against Bama. I hope he fumbles the ball when we come out there, but I'd love to see them knock off Alabama in week 3. That would be the highlight of the year.
Yeah, I think Wisconsin is one of the definite, like, as you noted, especially weather-wise. And also, we don't know what Wisconsin's going to look like this year. How big of an improvement are they going to be compared to last year? And so we don't know. I at Purdue, depending on what Purdue looks like, obviously, we won't find out. But coming off the Ohio State game at home to go to Purdue, that's always one of those kind of
Could be a letdown game.
That trap game, yeah. I mean, same as Maryland. At home though versus Maryland, so that's why I think the Purdue one stands out because then we go to Purdue for that one. So I'm kind of in between Purdue and Wisconsin, more Wisconsin than anything. But yeah, that Purdue one seems like a trap game, whereas the Wisconsin one seems more like a game of the elements potentially. Like we're having to go into maybe snow even. You don't know. And how did we react to that? You can't replicate snow in Eugene, or those types of temperatures.
You can't replicate,
You can turn on the AC all day and stuff like that and crank it down, but you can't replicate that type of atmosphere and weather and all that stuff at the same time. You just can't.
I mean, we got extremely lucky when we went to Ohio State a couple of years ago. The sun was out. It was beautiful weather.
Yeah, that was a beautiful game, like weather-wise. I mean, it was a beautiful game because of the outcome, too, but Ohio State fans, we won't talk about that. We don't want to keep rubbing that in.
No, we'll do that in October.
Hopefully.
When we have them on.
Shovel that food. Shovel it. What's the food choices tonight?
Spanish rice with carne asada and Cajun fried shrimp.
I don't know why you're mixing food groups like Mexican and Cajun, but okay. It sounds good.
It's not Spanish rice, but it's
well, I know, but you said carne asada. You said carne asada, and then you said Cajun shrimp. I'm like, why are you mixing shit? What are you doing? Yeah. What are you doing over there in that household? Mrs. Spaz, I need to have a conversation with you.
We like making different things.
That's nice. I only have to make food for myself till Friday. Then I have to start being in the house. Oh, I almost swore again. Mark's gonna kick my ass.
Oh, you gotta be the house bitch again.
God, you said it. Damn it, Spaz. And I was watching my mouth. I was trying to watch my mouth tonight. Only one F-bomb tonight. I try very hard on this channel. I let loose in other places.
Yeah.
And any other news or highlights you want to go over tonight, Spaz, or do you want to just take kind of touch base again on, like we said, on Thursday night, do a little 30-minute recap Thursday night?
Yeah, do another discussion of what we saw or heard out of the Pac or the Big Ten Media Day. See, I almost said it.
You did. Well, you did. You said the Pac. I'm like no, Spaz. No, it's not the
yeah.
See, this is going to take a while. This is going to take a while to break this habit. I mean, have they put out new merch like that has Big Ten logos on it yet?
I haven't seen nothing yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything that has logos because I'm like, I've got to get a new flag.
I haven't even seen if the stadium's been painted yet.
Yeah, I don't think the stadium had. Now I know they did the basketball court, but I'm assuming the field is done or is in the works. I'm assuming, but I mean, like this flag has nothing on it. It's just Oregon. But the one over here, it has Pac-12 still. And I'm like, I have to replace you, don't I? Oh, I'm going to fold you up and put you in my memories.
Keep it up. Show the progression.
Progression, that was it. Pac-12, Big Ten, that's it. What do you mean progression? Next time they move a conference or something, it's when they become like an NFL team. And I'll be dead by then. All right. Then Thursday night, we will come back here with a little 30-minute recap of Media Day, of what they talked about, questions asked, the comments, kind of the scope of things, I guess.
Yeah, I'll take some notes Thursday of different things and whatnot.
Yeah, I'll catch up on it after work and or try to listen during work if I can find somewhere to tune into it and stuff. And but I'll still have to watch back later really to hear everything. So what we'll do is then Thursday night, probably about the same time ish. Yeah. Sometime in there we'll come back and do a Media Day cap. So Spaz, where can people find you if they want to stalk you online? Because you're a popular guy, especially with your food fetishes.
You can find me there at
Close
Spaz Drag, Sean Spaz Drag on X, Twitter, whatever the hell. I still call it Twitter.
Everyone does. Everyone says X, formerly known as Twitter. They still have to say it for some reason. I'm like, okay, at this point, you can give it up.
Yeah. And then you can also find me on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok under Rocky Classic.
Yeah, I'll start. This is kind of my bad. I will start adding links in the description, so there will be a hyperlink for people to find people on here. I'll start doing that. That's my bad.
Oh, JJ did earlier.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Well, Jackson is. Yeah, he's like the king of copy paste from his portfolio of everyone's names, and
yeah,
he's like the master of it. Yeah, and I'm just Ben of Exploring with Ben and Sam right here on YouTube. You can find us there. That's where I'm mostly at. Or the Sunday show, College Football After Dark, on the main channel here at the Voice of College Football, as well as here on Tuesdays or Wednesdays. And then this week it will be Thursday for the Media Day recap with Spaz, as always. So, if nothing else, Spaz, I appreciate you being here.
Yeah,
he's cutting into that. He's cutting into that meat. He's like, yeah. He's like, I gotta put this in my mouth. Look at him, so forceful. All right. Well, then, everyone, thank you for being here. Please hit that like and subscribe on the way out. And I'm going to let our little rubber ducky friend play us out. So we will see you guys Thursday night for the Media Day recap.
Quack, 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 quack.